Me and many other people are anxiously awaiting Splatoon 3's arrival. I'm really excited for what we see for the game, and one of those specific things is the hero mode, the story mode. You know, the only thing you can do offline, pretty much. For a lot of people, this is a big part of the game, and the past two hero modes have been underwhelming. Octo Expansion was great, and a lot of people loved that, me included, but the base story mode is what a lot of people's first impression are to Splatoon, and I think it needs to be good. For Splatoon 3, I definitely think it's going to be good. A lot better than Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 2. So, this is why Splatoon 3 Hero Mode will carry. From what we've seen of the Splatoon 3 story mode, it hasn't been very much. We've seen that you can throw the small fry. We saw DJ Octavio in this weird robotic suit at one point. There's really not much new stuff. We have no idea what the story is going to be about. We saw so many different screenshots of so many different weird things. In the one trailer, they called it a finale of a saga. So there's a whole lot of stuff there that we don't think it's anything. They haven't said anything on the story whatsoever. So either this means that they have nothing to share, or they're keeping it hidden because of spoilers, because of an actual story and lore and plot, and there's just so much potential in this thing that a lot of people are just overlooking. If I made a really good game with a really well-written story, do you think I would tell everyone about that story? No, I would tell them about the mechanics of the game, like they showed in the trailer about Little Buddy. You can throw him, you can take out all the furry guys. There's just all this stuff. We've seen all the mechanics and the new stuff. We just haven't seen any story or any of that. So I think this could be pretty good in terms of story and plot, like Octo Expansion was. Another thing that makes a really good single-player experience is the setting. Now, Splatoon 1's and 2's setting was kind of in the sky, at least for hero mode. Octo Expansion was a lot better in the sense that it felt underground and like in that stuff. It felt more rooted in the experience. It felt real. Not real, but like real for that character. In Splatoon 1 and 2 hero mode, it was just do this for fun. There's no real story here. But from what we've seen of the Splatoon 3 hero mode, we see that they're in this, like, I forgot the name, but it's like this, like, snowy place, and then we see the spaceship, and then we see, like, the Splatlands. It feels all grounded and, like, cool. I think it's a better setting than Octo Expansion. It's much, much better than Splatoon 1's and 2's hero mode. Something that was kind of annoying in Splatoon 2's hero mode was the new weapons. Now, a lot of people wanted new weapons for hero mode because in Splatoon 1, you could only have the hero shot, and that was just kind of boring. Just do the whole game. But then in Splatoon 2, you got, like, the basics of every weapon. You got a shooter, you have a charger, you have a splatling, you have a dualies. I think there was, like, 7 or 8 different weapons, which is much better than 1, but there are a lot of different, weapons in the game. Like, there's no Inzap in hero mode. There's no Sploosh in hero mode. I like Sploosh a lot, and, I can use a hero shot, but it's not the same. And from what we've seen of the Splatoon 3 hero mode, we see a lot more new weapon choices to use for hero mode, which is always, always, always welcome. If you really think about it, honestly, the hero mode is the only thing that they couldn't do updates for. Like, I know that Splatoon 3 will be a worthy sequel, and the sequel will be definitely needed or preferred, but most of the changes they made for the core gameplay could have been done with updates. I think it's better to do a sequel, but they could have just done updates. But, the single player, you can't just update the single player to have another one. You have to make a brand new one, which is what they did. It's the only truly sequel-worthy thing in the game. There is no other possible way that they could have this new story mode without making a new game or a new DLC, which is what they did with Octo Expansion. But from what we've seen I think this story mode and hero mode is going to do really well with the Splatoon 3 title. It's going to take all of what we know of Splatoon 3 and turn it into a single player. Like, there's going to be a whole bunch of mechanics with the squid roll, the squid surge. There's going to be a lot there. They can do so much in the story mode and the level design. They can do level designs based off of squid surging with a charger. I think there's just a lot that they could do with it. I think it's going to fit really well with the new game. And last, but definitely not least, we have developer freedom. Okay, so taking it back in time, Splatoon 1, it was kind of like just thrown on at the end. They're just like, you know what? Why not have a single player mode? There's nothing there for people who can't do online. So they added a single player mode, which is very welcome. It wasn't that great, but it was fine. It was really good. I loved the last boss, though. It was really, really good. In Splatoon 2, they kind of worked a lot on the game, like the core game. And then when it came to single player mode, they're like, oh no, we have to finish this game by the end of the year, because they were told that they had to finish it by the end of 2017, the release year of the Switch. So that's what they did. I mean, I would much rather have a complete regular mode than a single player mode, so I think that was a smart decision. But still, we still haven't seen a real single player mode that wasn't rushed. Like, if you get to the end of the Splatoon 2 single player mode, it's the exact same as Splatoon 1's final boss, except the final boss in Splatoon 2 was just way more boring and a circle. Splatoon 1's was so much better, but they had to cut it short at the end. Splatoon 3 finally has an opportunity to be its own complete hero mode. It can be complete, it can be original. I'm expecting to have it way more levels than in Splatoon 2. You can finish the Splatoon 2 hero mode in like 5 hours. I think Splatoon 3's hero mode, Return to the Mammalians, will be like 10 or 15 hours long. I think it's going to be a complete game. I think it's going to be really, really good. I think that this could have so much potential, and I really hope it does. Most of the things I talk about in my videos are things that I think will happen. This one is just a potential. I have no idea if single player mode is going to be amazing like I hope it is. I can definitely see the outcomes of it being amazing and spectacular, but I have no evidence to back that up other than just what I've seen and like what I think they're going to do. They very well could just do the exact same thing they've done for the first 2 games and have floating boxes. Would that be good? Not really. Could they do it? Absolutely. I wouldn't complain that much, but it would be really disappointing to me because I just really love single player mode. I recently replayed Splatoon 2's hero mode and I really liked it, but it was really, really short. I just think that Splatoon 3 could finally have that chance of being great, like Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 couldn't. Anyway, my name is Carl. Thanks for watching. Share if you want, and comment. I love comments so much. Anyway, bye-bye.